So now let us define what is average value of alternating current over a half cycle. And also let us establish a relation between average value and the peak value of the alternating current. So to define average value, I'll say that it can be defined as a value of direct current which sends the same charge in a circuit. What I'm saying is it is a value equal to a direct current sending same charge in a circuit. Same charge in a circuit which the alternating current will send in the same time over a half period. This is known as average value. If I have a graph, if I divide my alternating current into say phases, where say I divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 phases. Each phase will have a value. Say 1 will have 0, 9 will have 0. And similarly 2 will have a value say 1, 8 will have corresponding 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. So the average value of my alternating current over a half cycle would be I average would be equals to 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0 the whole divided by 9. And this is how you can find your average value. Now the answer that you get would be a you can say fixed number, a single number which is corresponding to the direct current equivalence, which is equivalent to a direct current. So maybe let us say that we got a value somewhere around what this could be. This would be 10 plus 14 and 16 17. That would say roughly say we get around 2 as our I 2 amperes. So for this particular alternating current that I have drawn, the average value over half cycle will be equivalent to a direct current of 2 amperes. Okay, it is passing on. Now moving ahead, since we have defined what average current is, let us find the relationship between average value and peak value. I hope average and peak are clear. Peak is the highest value the current attains. This is the peak value, I naught, the current attains during the cycle. Now since we already know the relation between instantaneous current I is equals to I naught sine of omega t, what we can do is that we can assume that this current remains constant for a small period of time dt. Now we always know whenever we state something like a small period of time, it means we are going to derivate and integrate something. So now since we already stated that let us consider a small fraction of time, in a small fraction of time there will be a small fraction of charge that might flow through the circuit. Now during this small fraction of time, obviously if I have a graph something like this, if something like this, if I take a very small fraction of time, so the value of current in this particular zone can be considered as a straight line in this fraction. Hence the current can be considered to be constant if I am taking the small value. So now what I can do is that the charge, the small charge dq flowing through this small fraction of time would be equal to I multiplied by dt, right, since I is constant, which will be is equals to what, I naught sine of omega t dt. Okay, this is very clear. Now to find the total charge that flows through the circuit for the first half cycle, what are we going to do? Yes, you got it right. We are going to integrate for the half cycle. So q will be is equals to, what will q be equal to? Integration of 0 till, since we are taking only half cycle, it will be t by 2 of dq, which would be equal to again what? Integration of this value. So we can easily integrate it and have the value something around like this. Integration of 0 t by 2 I naught sine omega t. We can take the constants out. Omega t dt will be remaining inside, and integration would be minus of cos, right? So I can just write down the values as I naught minus of cos omega t upon omega. Do remember to integrate and derivate properly. 0 to t by 2 are the limits. On substituting limits, this is what I will get. I'll be putting omega as t by 2. So I'll get I naught. Let me take 2 pi upon t as constant. This is what I will get. Cos of the omega will be 2 pi upon t multiplied by t. Now, since I have played around a little with this, you will realize why I have substituted 2 pi by t into it. Let me now open up the omega as t by 2. So when I substitute t by 2, you will see the magic. I naught upon 2 pi by t cos of pi. T by 2 and 2 by t gets cancelled out, minus cos of 0. Now solving cos pi is very simple compared to cos of 2 pi by t, since the value of t was unknown. Hence we substituted 2 pi by t and multiplied by its inverse inside the bracket over here, so that we can get a clean cos pi. Now, okay, I forgot to carry this negative sign, which is a mistake from my end. So let me add that sign. A minus is required. Yes, now the equation is balanced. Getting back, what we can do is minus of I naught t upon 2 pi minus 1 minus 1. Now this gives us what? Minus 2 and 2 gets cancelled out, and the minus sign gets balanced, equalized. I naught t upon pi. This is our value. Okay, perfect. The average value of alternating current over the half cycle is given by what? What is average value given by? Now let us remember, we found out Q. We found out Q for the half cycle. Now let us find the average value of alternating current over the half cycle. I average. How can we find it out? It is nothing but charge upon time. So we have the value of charge. We have to divide it by t by 2. This equation will be divided by t by 2. It is as simple as that. See, nothing is complex. It's as simple as substituting it as t by 2. I can also write it as 2q divided by t. Now, let me put the values in. It will be 2 by t. Instead of q, I will have multiplied by I naught t upon pi. Let me cancel out the t's, and this is what I get. 2 divided by pi multiplied by I naught. What is this? This is the value of I average. Okay. If you solve it mathematically, I guess this is somewhere around, you should expect 0.637 should be the answer of 2 divided by pi multiplied by I naught. So this is the value of average current. So you can say that the mean or the average value of alternating current is 2 by pi, or maybe like 0.637 times the peak value. This is the relation between your peak value and your average value. Average value is 0.67, something around 0.637 times I naught. This was asked in exam to derive. So this is your derivation. How do you start that? So let us revise our steps once again. We start by stating that current is equals to I naught sine omega t. Now let us assume that for a small fraction of time the current is flowing, hence becomes nearly constant. Then there will be a small charge dq flowing out of it, which will be equal to I times dt. We will substitute this value of I. Then we will simply go on integrating for the half cycle, that is 0 to t by 2. In the place of dq, we will substitute the value of dq, and then we will simply just integrate it and keep on solving. Once we solve the value, this is where we derive. Now, when you place this value of q in the formula of I average, you successfully solve this derivation. So steps are very simple and straightforward. Step 1, step 2. On the end of step 2, you have step 3, which gives you the answer. I hope this derivation is clear now. Thank you.